I apologize in advance for the audio quality of this episode, due to the fact that I could not get to my computer at home and my studio to record this on my nifty mixer with awesome head stuff, gear, everything that you would like to hear in the proper way. I could only record this on my cell phone, but I still wanted to share my thoughts so much that I recorded it anyway on the go. So you're bound to hear a few sounds in this episode that aren't necessarily great for podcasts. I apologize in advance. And at one point, my phone even vibrates for, I'm getting a call, and I actually had to pause the recording and restart it. But hopefully it won't be that big of an issue as you listen to this, because it is a perspective that perhaps we all need to adopt and adapt to about this current industry and how we push back as consumers and demand that creators of content bend to our will. Let's talk about it. Gamestork, delivering news, reviews, and playthroughs like a newborn baby. What's up, guys and gals? This is the Gamestork, and yes, I'm recording again. I'm working on putting together a podcast with people who enjoy gaming, a couple of buddies and such. But, just to throw it out here at the beginning, if you guys are somewhat, if at all, interested and, you've recorded stuff before, or maybe you just like to get on and do a weekly podcast for absolutely nothing but the love of gaming, let me know. Hit me up in the comments and, maybe we can set something up. I'd be happy to, get you guys on. Just send me something so that I know, kind of what you sound like, what it would be like, and all that good stuff. You know what I'm saying, okay? But this channel will rise again eventually, considering, all this stuff. The reality is, just don't really have time for like an everyday thing, and I just very, very much want to do every day. But in the very least, I'm putting together right now the stuff needed to do like a weekly podcast and then extra content on the side. Now, today I just wanted to talk a little bit about, and, sorry in advance because this isn't necessarily like the greatest audio capture, and that's, it's okay, because I just really wanted to kind of speak to you guys a little bit, so just forgive any audio stuff, sounds, whatever that you might hear. Of course you will, because people don't complain on the internet about small things like that, or sound quality, or anything like that, right? And in the YouTube comments, surely. Anyway, the Sonic movie stuff, man, like, I'll just say it, I'm kind of pissed off about it. And it's not for the reason that you think. It's, to be honest with you, I saw the Sonic movie trailer, and my initial reaction was, yeah, Sonic does look kind of weird. It was a, weird artistic choice, but I could deal with it. It was something where I was like, okay, well, they showed two different images of Eggman, and so they showed the image of what could be them on Sonic's home planet, and that could be a place where Sonic was going to look normal in the movie, and then he looks more like a real hedgehog when he comes to Earth. That could have been their artistic vision, which I almost think is just brilliant. Like, I really like it. Yes, he looked weird. Yes, he had people teeth and all that stuff. But at the same time, what did that do for the character? It put him right at the top of the SEO stuff on the internet. Like, he just, it's top the stuff. What's really important is not how he looks, but what the movie is. But really, what really, as Peter Griffin would say, grinds my gears, or angers me, or really just pisses me off, is the people on the internet. And if this is you, you know what, just take it on the chin. I'm sorry. But I'm not really, because we had this thing where we are just absolutely, positively just entitled on the internet. We feel like that any and everything that we say should go. People should change just on a whim to our wants and needs. And this is with every game. It's with every movie, every artist. Imagine if you painted a picture and that you had that vision. You painted and you just poured out your soul artistically on this painting, and someone looks at the painting and they say, you know what, I understand what you were going for here, but yeah, I think you should change the edges. I think you should change this. As a matter of fact, go ahead and take these two characters out and let's rework them for your art. And you're like, nah, brah, this is my art. You know what I mean? It's mine. This is my vision to share with you. This is something that I poured my heart and soul out into. And I feel like that's what this is in movies, and that's what this is in games now. It's almost like the consumer, which is us, let's just be honest, has taken for granted the fact that it takes a buku, like heavy amount of work, just insane work to get movies made. And it's crazy. Like, I cannot believe, not even to mention games. Like a movie, yes, you go and you shoot, you write, people act, all, you know, it's hard work. But making a game is grueling. It is something that is absolutely impossible by standards of just, you know, not 20 years ago, by what we're doing today. Like, it's just unthinkable that what we're doing today is being done, and being done as well as it is. But here we are as consumers, we see a game and we're like, well, you know, it doesn't just pop above the 8 levels, so we're not going to play, we're not even going to try it out, we're going to be extremely negative. Look at the bandana the main character is wearing, or look at this, or look at the shades, or like, it's just the smallest of things. And with this Sonic movie, this, you know, the fact that the director of this movie, like, buko to the director here, like, to listen to, you know, the fans and actually make a change, it seems like it's this great thing. And on the surface, it really is. It's exciting that someone on that platform would listen to the wants and needs of, oh, I'm not going to say needs. Needs is a stretch, because I believe that we're entitled as consumers. But to honestly just sit and, you know, listen and decide to make those changes. And they're going to be costly changes. Let's face it, these aren't changes that are going to be like easy to make or cheap to make, but they're making them. But you know what the sad, really just effed up part is about this entire thing is that the individuals who are online complaining about the look of this and of Sonic, they're not going to go see the movie anyway. It's people that they have no stake in this movie. They have no claim. They have no interest in it. All they want to do is get online and complain. The majority of the individuals that I've seen respond to this post are saying, well, I'm not going to see it anyway. So you get on to complain, demand that this director make these changes, which would be costly changes to this movie that they've already poured a lot of time and money and effort and all these things into. Got a decent cast. I mean, come on, Jim Carrey is a goofy villain. Yes, I'm totally in. And now you're going to say you're not going to go watch it? Like, oh my goodness. It just pisses me off a little bit. Like, I just feel so, bleh, I don't know. I'm almost angry on behalf of creators and artists everywhere. Right now, I'm working on a novel, and that's kind of my thing. Like, I've been working on this novel for like 3 years, and I'm hoping that it's going to be great. It's a series. It's just so, to me, like, I've been embedded in the story for a long time. And if you walked into my office, you would think I was a crazy person, because I have story points everywhere on the walls. You know, just stuff run everywhere, like yarn running from plot point to plot point. It's like this old school 80s thing, you know, where this guy's just in there with his messed up hair and wearing PJs and just eating cereal and just saying, you know what, I'm going to figure this out. But this is this huge thing for me. And I'm pouring my heart and soul and all my free time into this because I really believe in the story. I really believe in my vision. So if I release something and someone says, hey, you know, I understand this is your vision, but I demand that you change this. To be honest with you, I'm going to say shove it. You know, this is my vision, and you either like it or you don't, because this is my artistic output. This is what I'm giving to what I believe would be really adventurous for readers and great for our culture and a lot of stuff. I'm writing big. I'm going big with it, and I just really believe it'd be great. And that's something that one of the reasons it upsets me so much is because I am not just a YouTube creator, but, you know, I'm a little bit of an artist, and I love making music and mixing music, and I also love writing. And, you know, I know that a lot of work goes into all those small projects, and we say small, you know, I use the in parentheses there, but a lot of work goes into it, and a lot of money, and then, you know, invested time and effort and energy and thoughts. And for people just to callously get on and just click a couple buttons and complain and try to demand changes when they're not even now going to go watch the movie after this director stepped up and was like, yo, we hear you, we're going to make these changes, even though it's going to cost us money. It just pisses me off. So I really just wanted to get on and just share my thoughts on that for a little bit, because just to be straight with you guys, like, you know, I didn't know how to voice this on boards, because you can't really communicate that when you're typing. That's the thing about the internet. You can't convey tone to people, and you just can't do that. You can type whatever you want to type or try to sound as great as you want to sound or whatever, but you're never going to win an argument there. The internet is inherently, 80% a absolutely horrible place, because you have everyone wants to play the jerk, everyone wants to play the smart ass, and everybody just wants to play the guy or gal that has something to say or some correction to make, when we all should be on here just enjoying each other's content, enjoying each other's stuff, and bonding together as a culture, as a community, and as a world. And instead everybody wants to get on it, because now the thing is say you complained about my video or something like that. If I actually came to you and was like, so what'd you say again? You know, you probably wouldn't say it. You would have a completely different tone. Same thing with this director. If he went to these people's faces, they would be way nicer, and they wouldn't be able to hide behind the keyboard. And that's just what upsets me about it. So anyway, guys, thanks so much for hearing me rant about this. I'm hopefully I have this up very soon tonight. Well, when you listen to this, obviously you've already listened to it, so it's pointless to tell you when I'll put this up. But the important thing to remember is there is hope for those of us out there who create. And if you are somebody who creates, just stick to your guns. If you have a vision, yes, take constructive criticism, but stick to your vision, because that is what is unique, and that is what is great. And that is what adds value to our culture. We would never have things like Harry Potter, Lord of the Rings, or just many of the things that we enjoy, if we all just did what the masses said and followed the leader when it came to pouring our passion and creating things. We would never have seen Jim Henson make the the muffins. Yes, the muffins. The Muppets. And we would never have seen Walt Disney do the things that he did and revolutionize cartoons and filmography and camera, just the way that, they revolutionized cameras to do things like measure distance by using different planes inside of their films. And oh my goodness, just all they did, it went against the grain. It went against the status quo. And that's what we need to do as a people. Now, I know you guys are saying you're equating this to Sonic with people teeth, but all you saw was a short 2-minute clip of a movie that they're trying to show you pieces of without giving away the plot, without giving away the ending, the impact, the character growth, or any of that stuff. So how can we judge that just based off something that looks like that? Like, I've seen plenty of popular things that are way uglier than that Sonic, So perhaps instead of getting online and just complaining and being keyboard warriors, maybe we should give people's vision the opportunity it deserves to be seen, to be experienced, and from that point, gather an insight and judgment, I guess you would say, constructive criticism on things that would make that better in the future. Anyway, guys, thanks so much for listening. If you'd like to be a part of a podcast here, let me know. Again, just upload a private video, send me a link to it. I'll put not my personal email, but I'll put an email where you can reach me or send me really anything to share on this channel, which I'll hopefully be going soon in the description below. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really, really appreciate you. Be sure to like and subscribe. Again, sorry for the terrible audio, but it's on my phone. I'm busy. I can't get home to my studio. And I think we've experienced just about every extra sound that you can in a vehicle. Like, it's just been crazy. I don't know. Who knows? But thank you guys for sticking through it. I appreciate you, and we'll see you next time. Gamestork, delivering news, reviews, and playthroughs like a newborn baby.